What's up, Hayz baes, and welcome to my channel. Y'all went crazy for this look, so let's get into the full detailed tutorial. First, you want to go ahead and cleanse your face. I use Garnier's micellar water. Okay, activate the bob chow, activate this beat. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and cleanse her face. You want to start off with a clean surface, okay, a clean base. This is what's gonna make our makeup look so flawless at the end. You don't want to have any skincare on your client's face. You want to put the skincare on. And then I go ahead and I use my Dabla serum spray. I get this off Amazon. To moisturize her, I'm going to go ahead and take my Tatcha, the dewy skin cream. I then am going to use the Kiehl's avocado creamy eye cream for under her eyes. I go ahead and I moisturize her face. And y'all, literally while I'm doing her skincare, I was like, you know what, let me go ahead and make this an affordable makeup look. So although the skincare is not affordable, I do apologize for that. Y'all can use Pond's, y'all can literally use Elf skincare. They have a really good line that's affordable, but I did not know that I was going in that direction. So then you want to go ahead and take your eye cream, and you do not want to rub it all the way in. This is a trick, y'all, that I do. I learned it from a makeup artist out here in Dallas named Monroe. You just want to place it there and let it absorb in your skin on its own. Everyone naturally has creases under their eyes, but this just prevents it from increasing more than usual. At this point, my girl knows we finna eat this beat up, okay? I love Char down. If y'all are familiar with my lives, then you know Char is a time. So we're gonna go ahead and prime her face with the Grippy Serum by Maybelline. You want to just place this all over the face, avoiding the under eye, of course, because we already put her eye cream there. And you just want to rub it all in. Char's an oily girl, so I'm going to take my Holy Grail calamine lotion. Y'all, I know it's an oldie, but it is definitely a goodie. And while I do that, she's just fanning off her face, making sure that all of the products that we've used thus far is drying down as it needs to. So I typically just put the calamine lotion on the outer parts of the face, avoiding the under eye, because the under eye is where your thinnest layer of skin is. I then am going to take my Maybelline Superstay in 350 and 330. Y'all, this foundation is $15, and I mean, look at the difference. Flawless, $15. Get that, please. I'm going to go ahead and apply the foundation all over her face, again avoiding her under eye because we don't want to put too many products under her eyes. We're going to leave that for concealer. We do want to drag the foundation down to the neck, y'all. Drag the foundation down to the neck. You will thank me later. Even if it's the perfect match, still just drag it down, trust me. When it comes to foundation, you want to go ahead and just use tapping motions. You do not want to go ahead and swipe. Do not swipe. You're going to use tapping motions. Okay, you see the material. Next, we're going to go in with my cream bronzer from Black Radiance. I want to say this is 6824. It's literally one of my favorite shades from them. And I'm going to go ahead and bronze up the outer areas of her face. Then I'm going to take my e.l.f. liquid blushes in the shades Pinky Promise and Coral Crush. I'm going to place that on the high points of her cheeks right below the eyes. I love the baby doll effect it gives, and I also love just how much it lifts the face every single time. I then go ahead and take my puff pad. You guys can get the puff pads off of Amazon. It's linked in my storefront. You want to just go ahead and blend that all out. Bring it right under the eye as well. We're going to cover it with concealer, but that will give us like the gradient look between the concealer and the blush. I then go in with my e.l.f. concealer. I do not remember what shade she is, y'all. I'm so sorry. To be honest, this is like 2 months old, okay? So please do not be upset. But I definitely use the e.l.f. creamy concealers. These are amazing, y'all. The coverage is really, really good as well. For it to be $7, yeah, I'm not mad at it. Take my powder puff again and I go ahead and blend out the concealer. The powder puff that I'm using is dry, and I do use the same powder puff throughout the whole routine. So even when I'm using it for the creams, I still use the same ones for the powders as well. When it comes to blending out your creams, you really want to take your time with this. One of the things that I love to do is I'll flip over my puff pad. I'll do it here shortly and use the other side. Right here is where I'll flip it, and I'll use this side to just blend out the edges, because sometimes you don't want to have too much product on your tool. When you have too much product on your brush or your puff pad, it will prevent it from blending out the way that you need it to. And another thing that I love to keep near me is some paper towels. Whenever you have too much product on your tools, it can prevent you from having a flawless beat, and it just makes it harder to blend things out. So you always just want to wipe off your tools onto a paper towel so it's not so much product in them. I then take a brighter shade of concealer. I am still using the e.l.f. creamy concealer. I'm going to go ahead and place that right under her eyes in the corner. I'm going back in with my e.l.f. blush just because the concealer's kind of washed it away, so we want to go ahead and bring back that color before we blend out the brighter concealer. What I love to do when blending out concealers is I'm pressing up. So right under the eye, I roll my puff pad up so that it prevents creasing in the eye, and it just sends all of the concealer right into the skin. When it comes to blending, you want to make sure that there are no harsh edges. You want to make sure that all of your edges are very seamless, that everything looks like it's marrying each other. You can't tell where it starts or where it finishes. Take your time when you're blending things out. Do not rush to the next step. I then set her under eyes with the Huda Beauty Sugar Cookie Setting Powder. I'm going to go ahead and place this under her eyes, on her chin, and in her forehead. Just in the areas where we concealed is where I want to go ahead and use my puff pad to then set her. I go in with my one size translucent setting powder. I'm going to go ahead and place this all over her face with a powdered brush. Think of your setting powders as barriers for your cream and powdered products. This will help prevent your powders from skipping when you go to apply them. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take my Sephora mineralized powder. I'm going to go ahead and place this all over her face. She is in the shade 56. One thing about me, I love powders, y'all. That is how I get my makeup to look so filtered. It's because of how much powders I apply, and it does not feel cakey. All of my clients literally say that the makeup feels so light, but this is how their makeup photographs so flawlessly in photos. To bronze her up, I'm going to go ahead and take my Juvias Place Bronzing Duo palette in the shade Tan. I'm going to go ahead and bronze her up in the areas where we placed down that cream bronzer. So everywhere we place down the creams, we're now going to go in with the powders. When it comes to contouring the nose, I like to start right below the eyebrow, taking it down and allowing that product just to fade out. I want the most color to be right there at the top of the nose going into the brow, and then for the color just to fade off. I feel like it gives such a natural nose contour. I then am going to go ahead and take my blush from Milani and Sephora. Again, I'm going to go ahead and place that blush right below her eyes, keeping it very high and going into the temples. I love adding a little blush to the nose, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the same for the other side. The first blush that I used is the Sephora brand, and then the second blush is going to go ahead and be the Milani. I love to put the orange blush down first and then go ahead and add the pink blush on the top. And y'all know I love me a girl la la look. So I'm going to go ahead and take my Huda Beauty Birthday Ube Cake. And I'm going to go ahead and place that right under her eyes. This is what I'm going to use to bake her under eye, just to keep the look very pink and bronzy like I want. To bake the rest of her face, I'm going to go in with my Derma Blend Loose Setting Powder. Y'all, I love me a good bake. I just love snatching up the face. Like, this is one of my favorite parts. Now let's get into the eyebrows. So I start off by concealing her eyebrows. The concealer that I'm using is the e.l.f. Creamy Concealer, the same one that I used earlier to conceal her face. When it comes to the eyebrows, y'all, just take your time with it, because eyebrows is literally what frames your face. It's the first thing that people look at, and it's the thing that's going to get y'all booked, okay? Trust me, you want to perfect your eyebrows, so do not rush this part. Just take your time. I go ahead and I'm going to use that concealer as eyeshadow primer as well, so I'm bringing it all the way down to her eyelid. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on this side as well. I take my Real Technique brush and I go ahead and blend out the concealer. Using patting and swiping motions is fine just to blend out the edges. I set it with some setting powder. You want to make sure that the eyelids are set and the eyebrows are set. You do not want an oily eyebrow, y'all. Whether you have dry skin or oily skin or combination skin, you always want to set your eyebrows with powder, because no matter what skin type you are, eyebrows do tend to get oily. Take my NYX brow pencil in the shade Espresso, and I'm just very light-handedly basically following out where we carved her eyebrows with the concealer. This kind of makes it more easier, just since the shape is already there. We're basically tracing at this point. And you always want to start in the front at the bottom. When it comes to the top, you want to start a little behind to get that faded eyebrow look. We do not want no Sharpie brows, y'all. When you get to the front of the brow, just do brow strokes going up. This will make it even more natural. You're going to do the exact same thing on this side as you did for the other side. I then go in with my Bolive eyeshadow palette. I just take the bronzy palette and I'm going to go ahead and place that all over her eye, as well as right below her eyebrow, going into the top of her nose to bring back that contour that we took away when we did the concealer on the eyebrows. So we just want to bring everything back to make sure that everything just stays how we want it to be. To line her waterline, I'm going to go in with my Inglot eyeliner in the shade 77. So to create the wing eyeliner, y'all, I'm going in with my Sephora brand. I love how matte this eyeliner gets. And we want to start in the middle of her eyelid and go up. Where we want to aim to is her temple. We do not want to aim to the arch of her brow, and we do not want to aim too far down. We just want to aim going in the direction of her temple. And then we want to go ahead and bring the eyeliner into the corner and having everything connect. So once you create your line going up, you then want to create another line connecting it to that line. So right here, I'm going to go ahead and make another line, and I'm connecting both, and then I'm just going to go ahead and fill it in. Taking a fan will be helpful just to make sure that eyeliner dries down the way you want it. So if your client looks up or yourself looks up, you don't want any eyeliner getting on your eyelids. I go back in with my Sephora mineralized powder, and I'm going to go ahead and brush away the bake. To keep her under eyes bright, I'm going in and I'm wiping away the bake with a light shade in a mineralized powder. I then go in with that same mineralized powder, and I'm going to go ahead and use my puff pad just to give it a little bit more coverage. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my brush and just wipe away the edges. Because blush is always the first thing to go away, I'm gonna go ahead and just add a little bit more blush. I then go ahead and set her face. The drugstore one that I'm using is the Morphe, and then I use Kyron. It's the blue can, y'all. If you use Kyron, then you know your makeup is not going nowhere, okay? It is not drugstore, but it's worth it, okay? It's worth the coins, okay? And then I'm gonna go ahead and just make sure that her makeup is set by fanning her off. Y'all, look at this beat. It is literally giving filter. Y'all want to look like a filter? Make sure y'all do every step of this routine. It's gonna get you there, I promise, girl. Now, this is what y'all was hunting me down for. Y'all wanted to learn how to do your inner liner, okay? So what you want to do is have your client look up and over to the opposite direction of whatever eye you're on, okay? And you're going to take your time. You're going to take your time and just do very short strokes to create the shape that you want. All you have to do is really just follow their natural eye shape, the way that their tear ducts go. So, and you want to create like a tiny little pizza, a tiny little triangle. And you don't want to go too far out, because when we clean it up with concealer, it's gonna elongate it anyways. So you just want to create just like a little triangle, just like that. Once you have completed the eyeliner, you then want to just clean it up with a tad bit of concealer. Literally barely any concealer on the brush. I'm probably using whatever is left over on the concealer, because too much concealer will ruin it and it will cause the eyeliner to smear. We really just want to use the tip of the brush and just tap it onto the skin. I'm going in with my Duo Lash Glue. I love the green bottle, y'all, the one that just dries down clear. I go ahead and I take my lashes. I got the lashes off of Amazon. They are by Poop Lunch in the style Cat Eye. These are one of my favorite lashes. I use them on almost all of my clients. They really look so cute with every look. So yeah, you guys can get those off of Amazon. And then to lay down her brows, I go back in with that same lash glue. I'm going to go ahead and place the lash glue on her eyebrows, brush out her eyebrows with a spoolie, and the key is to stamp the eyebrows with your fingers just to keep the brow hairs in place. I then take my lip liner by Morphe in the shade Sweet Tea, and I'm going to go ahead and line her lips. I'm going to go ahead and take a nude liquid lippy and place that all over her lips, making sure that I can still see her lip liner though. I'm going to go ahead and go back in with the lip liner just to go ahead and blend out the lip combo a little bit more. I then take some clear gloss and I'm just going to go ahead and place that all over the lips. Y'all, my girl Shar is feeling it, okay? She knows she bad, okay? I go back in with some more blush. Y'all, one thing about me, I'm gonna layer that blush up, okay? I just wanted it to be exactly how I wanted it to be and to show up on the camera how I wanted it to. So I did go back in with some blush. Y'all don't have to do that. And then I go ahead and add What a Brat by Fenty Beauty. I love this highlight down. Anytime I do a pink blush look, yeah, I'm putting that highlight. I do not care. And then I go ahead and put it on the tip of her nose and the bridge of her nose as well. I go ahead and pop some mascara on my girl. The mascara that I'm using is by Essence, y'all. It's waterproof and it's $3, okay? Get that for sure. Especially if you're a makeup artist, we don't be using the wand anyway, so I really feel like there's no need to freaking invest in a high-end mascara. Let's be for real. And this is the final look. Let me know what y'all think below. Let me know what other videos y'all want me to post. I hope this is so helpful. Make sure y'all follow me on TikTok at Hayz Beauty. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.